You ever heard that term, you are what you eat? I'm sure you have when you were a little kid. But as an adult, you are what you are around. You are your environment. You are what you're around constantly. We like to talk about the habits that we want to do, the things we want to do every day, the mindsets we want to adopt, but we often overlook what's around us, what we see every day, what we're around every day, what we look at every day. You are what you take in. You are your environment. And it's not to blame the environment, it's just to acknowledge how much power the environment actually has on us, because it's very substantial. Environments go beyond just the physical. It's about who you're around, the background noise that's in the room with you, the conversations, the digital spaces that you're looking at, the content you're intaking, the things you're reading, the things you're looking at. Those all play a factor into your environment. Those all go into one big conglomerate into what you would call your environment, and that shapes you way more than you would ever know. Think about when you go into a room and the energy shifts and it makes you act a little bit different. You think that somebody maybe was talking about you, or you sense that maybe somebody didn't expect you to go in or something like that, and it might change how you act. Or you notice that others change when they enter rooms that you're in. That's how much power your environment has over you. It doesn't even have to be other people. Let's say you're just walking in, you're on a hike somewhere in the middle of the desert, like where I'm at. I'm in Vegas. Say you're on a hike somewhere and then you see a rattlesnake somewhere. That's going to change how you move forward in the next 30 seconds if it's right in the middle of your path. Your environment changes how you act, and it changes what you do depending on that situation. Even if you don't even realize you're doing it, it's often a subconscious thing. It's often something that's deeper in the back of your head that you're doing that you don't even realize that you're doing. That's just how we're wired. We do a lot of things subconsciously. People think that their actual conscious is controlling a lot of aspects of their life, but in reality, a lot of the stuff you do in your day-to-day is your subconscious just talking. It's your subconscious protruding out what it actually thinks. Most change happens in the setting. That's why people go different places to feel certain things, like a vacation. That's why some people that want to stop drinking, they go to a certain program like AA. You have to change your environment if you want to do different things. That's why people go to college out of state. That's why people move schools sometimes. You have to change your environment or change the people you're around to be able to get to where you want to go and hit the goals that you want to hit. So first, let's talk about the physical environment. Look around your room really quick. How does it look? Are you the type that keeps it clean? Do you normally have a messy room? It's often a reflection of what's going on in your mind. Sometimes people start to realize that when they keep their room cleaner, they keep their desk cleaner, that they can think smoother, they can do things better, they can work longer. If you have a really messy room or a really messy workspace, you might find that your thoughts get cluttered more often. You have a hard time thinking through certain solutions. But that's just one part of the physical environment. Is it quiet? Is it noisy? Does it smell good? Does it smell bad? Use all 5 of your senses to determine how your environment is and how it's reflecting on you, how it's making you act. Because it's going to happen regardless. Your environment is going to shape how you do things. Like for me personally, I like keeping my room pretty clean, and I'm big into candles. So like during fall, especially right now, light up a little pumpkin candle or something like that. I have a little cider fall candle I've been lighting lately, and that just sets the tone for the room. I have ambient lighting. I could change the color on my light bulb, so some nights I want it to be blue in here, some nights I want it to be red in here. And that sets the environment to help me think better. When I read, I slightly dim the light, but not too low, because you can't really read when it's that dark without straining your eyes. But I change my environment depending on how I'm feeling that day and what I want to get done. And use your environment to your advantage. Don't just be a product of your environment. Shape your environment, especially the physical one, if you can help it, if you have control over it. And organizing and cleaning isn't just about just having a neat space just for the sake of having a neat space. It's kind of like a mental reset. It kind of is a little mental reset button so you can kind of clean that slate and get to whatever you want to get to at that moment. The next one is really important, and I got another one after that too. But this next one, the environment of people, the people in your environment. Pay attention to who you spend the most time with and really evaluate the habits they do, the habits that you take from them, the way they talk, their tonalities, their thought processes, their mindsets. Really take into account about all those things and really determine if you want to keep those people around in your environment. Is it helping you get towards your goals, and is it helping you have a better life? Or are those people bringing you down, or are they not helping you get to those goals? Like, if you spend a lot of time with people that every time you see them, they have a 12 pack of beer, you got to really evaluate, is that somebody that you want to be around all the time? Or is that somebody that you have to limit your time with? Or if you see somebody that's always trying to work and that's always trying to hit the gym and that's always trying to learn and get better, is that somebody that would align with what you want to do and your goals more? It's up to you to determine these things. I'm not telling you who to leave in your life or who to keep in your life or who to get out of your life. I'm just urging you to ask these questions about yourself. Evaluate the people in your environment, because it's going to rub off on you. We all have heard the saying, you're the sum of the 5 people you hang out with the most. You are the 5 people you hang out with the most. We've all heard, if you hang out with 5 losers, you're going to be the 6th. If you hang out with 5 millionaires, you'll be the 6th. And there's a lot of truth in that. I find myself sometimes when I was hanging out with certain people for a long period of time, or constantly, I started to adopt and do the normal things that were normal to them as well, because it was just easy to bond that way. It was low level bonding. So if they would come over here and they're bringing a bottle or something like that, and we were just going to chill and play Call of Duty, that seeped into me, and I found myself getting lazier, and it wasn't helping me move towards my goals or move towards what I wanted to do. So I had to cut that. I had to get rid of that and stop doing that all the time. And also their values too. Take real account about their values. If their values don't align with your values, chances are that person isn't good to be around. It's very rare that people have opposing values and they actually get along for a long period of time. As long as the majority of your values are aligned and there's a few different ones, that's usually fine. But if it's always wildly different values on either side, then you'll usually run into problems. So ask yourself, have you found yourself changing how you act or changing the things you do based on the people you're around the most? Because chances are the answer is yes. And oh, the digital environment. This one is so prevalent in our day-to-day. This is probably the most important one out of all of them. You can still get around some things with the other two, but if your digital environment is always an algorithm of, let's just say, AI slop and random videos that are really not helping you out at all, if all you're doing is scrolling Instagram to look at the next girl or something like that, you really got to evaluate your digital environment. What are you taking in on YouTube? What are you taking in on Instagram? What are you taking in on X? Especially X. I hear that one's pretty bad. What are you watching? What kind of movies do you watch? What kind of things are you reading? Are you always taking the news? Your digital environment is possibly the most important thing because it's probably the most silent of them all, but it comes out in the loudest ways. If you're always watching a certain type of content, or you're always just watching content that isn't serving you at all, it's really not going to help you out in the long run. It's going to show. It's going to start tapping into your brain. It's going to reshape your subconscious. And it's not going to help you get to where you want to go. But on the other hand of that token, you flip that coin. If you're always taking in great stuff, you're trying to learn, you're trying to take courses, you're reading all the time, podcasts, you're watching documentaries and things like that, it's going to show. It's going to actually help you. It's going to help you get to where you want to go. And if you haven't caught on by now, the whole point of me being on here is to help others get to where they want to go and to hit the goals that they want to hit. Maybe just give some insight on how I think about these things, because you never know when you might hear something that you never know you needed. Like, I've heard plenty of videos that I never knew I needed, and I was like, whoa, That really helped me out. But your digital environment is the most important, I would say. You got to get a handle on that. Retrain your algorithms. Hit not interested on things that aren't serving you. Of course, you're going to want to watch something mindless every once in a while. We all do. But just make sure it's not an all day, everyday thing. Make sure that you're not always clouding your digital environment with things that aren't going to help you. It's so easy to absorb the energy and the ideas and values of things that you're watching. Even if you don't realize you're doing it, you're not doing it on purpose. If you take in that stuff long enough, it's going to happen over a long period of time. Your environment is a silent trainer. It's not a loud football coach screaming in your ear to do something. It's a quiet, silent trainer, and it trains with repetition. It trains with each rep you do when you're doing the things that aren't really helping you, or they can help you. It can be either or, but it's something silent. It's something that takes a long time. Like when you're trying to build muscle, it takes a long time. When you're trying to lose fat, it takes a long time. It's the same process. It happens over a long period of time, and it happens slowly, just inch by inch by inch by inch. And then all of a sudden you're way up here in something, and whatever that something is completely up to you and what you're shaping in your environment, what you're tolerating in your environment, and what you're allowing in your environment. Shape your own environment. Do the best you can to shape your own environment. It's the most important thing you can do for yourself. Every day your environment is teaching you what to expect from the world, and it's teaching you what to expect from yourself and from life. You don't have to change everything overnight, but just be aware. Be aware of these things. I don't want you to be a mindless zombie walking through this planet and just not knowing when things are affecting you in your mind. Be aware of this stuff because it's shaping you. It really is. All these things are shaping you. The physical environment, the people you let in your environment, the digital environment. All three of those things are shaping you from different angles, and they're all shaping your brain and shaping how you think, how you act, and how you act will determine what you do. What you think will determine what you do. So if you think certain things, you will and won't do certain things. And it's really important that you think in a way that allows you to do certain things so you can hit the goals you want to hit and get to the place you want to get to. Because if it's not letting you do that, if you're thinking in ways that are not going to push you to act in the right way, in how you want to act and how you want to live, then it's doing you a disservice, and you need to do something. You need to change something about that. Awareness is the first step in you being able to actually change something intentionally and not being passive about all this stuff and letting these things change you passively. So just be wary of that. Your environment is really important. So if you got this far, my name is TJ. Let me know down below what things you want to change in your environment starting today that will help you get to where you want to actually go. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing, consider hitting that like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, I'm out. I'll see y'all.